RR. And it is a fictitious resistor. It is not actually present, but it is used to indicate or measure the or it is used to convey the power loss due to radiation. Okay, in the equivalent circuit. So now we'll go through the infinitesimal dipole. Our task is to find the fields. Okay, so fields, as I told you, it is dependent on source. Source is basically the current flowing in the antenna for a linear wire antenna. And you know, in a linear wire antenna, the current flow is we consider a resonant condition. What do you mean by resonant condition? That means the antenna is treated as part of the transmission line, open circuited transmission line. When a transmission line, the antenna is treated as end part of the open circuited transmission line. So when that is open circuited, there will be a resonant condition. That means there is an incident wave and a reflected wave. There is an incident current as well as a reflected current. So these incident and reflected currents, so they form a standing wave pattern. And the standing wave pattern is sine beta z or sine k beta z. It is called sine beta z. Right now? So that is the standing wave pattern. In addition to that, it is varying harmonically in time. So cos omega t has to be multiplied. So you have seen the current distribution in dipoles in first chapter, antenna types. Okay, you have seen for different times as well as at a single time how is the current distribution over length z. We call it as z, length z. Okay, how does current vary with z? There is a reflected incident wave and reflected wave, because it is like open circuited transmission line. So if it is a lossless transmission line, then the reflected and incident will be equal, and so you get a pure standing wave with so minima is going to 0. Okay, pure standing wave. So you get a sine beta z pattern. So there is a e to the power of beta z plus beta z and minus beta z. They add, when you add them, you get sine beta z. Okay, so sine beta z is a sinusoidal pattern, standing wave, and it has a minima equal to 0. And apart from that, the current is also varying harmonically in time. That is cos omega t or sin omega t. Basically, we take time harmonic variation as cos omega t. So sin beta z into cos omega t, that is the kind of equation for current. So you may ask me, now there is total reflection, then where is the question of radiated power? You say incident field, incident current and reflected current, everything is getting reflected back. It is a resonant condition. Then where is the question of power radiation? That is a question that you may ask. But in if totally it is reflected back, then there will be no, there will not be radiation. But we assume there is something like a traveling and reflected wave. So we take it as almost like a pure standing wave. There is actually some traveling wave that is being radiated. Okay, it is not a pure standing wave, but we take it as we can't measure the current flowing through the antenna to the wire. So we have to make some assumption. We just take it as a resonant condition, that is a pure standing wave. Have you got it now?
Yes, sir.
This is just an approximation because we don't know how much, what is the, it is not in between pure traveling wave and standing wave. So it is more close to pure standing wave, but it cannot be pure standing wave. Pure standing wave, there's nothing, there should no power radiated. And it will not be pure traveling wave also, because it is not impedance matched. It is an open wire. So it cannot be matched, and it cannot be a pure traveling wave. If it is pure matched, then there will be only pure traveling wave. All the power should radiate. But that is not the case. So in between that, those two things, but for our analysis purpose, we take it as a standing wave, pure standing wave. The actual current is very close to pure standing wave. Okay. What are the different things? Okay, based on this current, we take a small length of that wire. We take a small length of the wire, okay, and then that becomes a point source. Point source. For a point source, we know how to get the expression for A. In the previous chapter, for a point source, we know how to get the expression for A, for a point source. So if you want to find out for a point source, we will find A, and from A we will find H and E. Okay. Now for the entire antenna, if you want to see, we have to move this point source throughout the entire length of the antenna, and keep on vectorially adding the electric fields and magnetic fields to get the overall picture. If you want to get the electric field and magnetic field due to the entire wire antenna, then you have to just vectorially add these components due to each point. We have to keep moving the point from -L/2 to +L/2 of the antenna, and thereby keep on adding, vectorially adding, and find out the total resultant electric field. Now the resultant electric field or magnetic field will be dependent on theta and phi and r. Theta and phi and r. So because these different points, they don't see an identical source condition. So that's why the fields will be different at different points. Okay, that's why you get a pattern, as I told you. So in this chapter, we study about, go through introduction, infinitesimal dipole. This is the first thing we are going to study. Okay, infinitesimal dipole, you know what classifies under infinitesimal dipole is L is equal to less than or equal to lambda by 50, and lambda is given by C by F. Then we come to small dipole. So what is a small dipole? What comes under a small dipole? Any idea what is treated as a small dipole? Hello?
Sir, is it that the total antenna length is equal to lambda by 4?
No. Antenna length is between lambda by 10 and lambda by 50. Less than lambda by 50, we have infinitesimal dipole. Okay. Between lambda by 50 and lambda by 10, we have small dipole. Okay. And region separation, finite length dipole. Okay, region separation, finite length. This is for a finite. First, infinitesimal dipole, small dipole, infinite length dipole, half wavelength dipole. Then we study basically first we study that antenna is isolated in space. That means there is nothing in the neighborhood of the antenna, but it is not true. It is not true at all. Many times antenna are erected above the surface of the earth. So what is the role of the earth surface on the pattern, on the electric field? That we are going to study. Initially, we will go to treat it as isolated. There is nothing, no earth surface, nothing. Antenna is totally isolated, and our region is also, there is no obstacle. There is nothing in between. And it's totally in the r theta phi, all points can be covered like that, isolated this thing. Then we study what happens when there is a earth surface in the reflecting surface and around near the antenna, ground effects. So all these things we are going to study in this chapter. Can I go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Any questions till now?
No, sir.
Okay, here you see infinitesimal dipole. You see what is L? L is less than or equal to lambda by 50. That classifies as an infinitesimal dipole. Now here he has shown an infinitesimal dipole. L by 2, L by 2. Now here for our purpose, this lambda less than lambda by 50 is treated as a point source. L is equal to less than or equal to lambda by 50. This L is almost negligible because electrically it is a short length. L electrically it is a short length. It may have a finite length, but electrically it is a very short length. We treat it as a point source, almost like a point source. Okay, so here you are seeing a lambda by 2 dipole infinitesimal dipole, you see a far off point. You use not far off point, some point r theta phi. He has shown you how to find r theta and phi. Join the point. This will be r theta and phi. All those things you know. I don't have to go in detail. Okay. Shall I go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here you see the antenna will give rise to electric field, and it can have three components: ER, E theta, and E phi. Okay. Now we'll go through. So these are the three components at a far off point, at a point r theta phi. Okay. So we've seen in the third chapter, sources we have J and M. Here we are treating only current source, initially current J or I. One form of J is I. If it is a current flow, in amperes, then we call it as I. If it is amperes per meter square, J and Js for surface current. So here we are treating M equal to 0 initially. But in the exam, you can ask, you may be just given J is equal to 0 and M non-equal to 0. In our derivation, we will be doing with J is not equal to 0 and M equal to 0. But you should know how to, although you study only about J not equal to 0, you should be knowing how to either you can use the duality principle, or you have to you can start from magnetic current itself, IM. If M is not non-zero and J is 0, you should start from magnetic current IM. Okay. So if it is electric current, electrical current. So we will be doing only for J not equal to 0, or IE not equal to 0, and IM equal to 0. And otherwise, the other part you should be in a position to, based on your study about chapter 3, you should be in a position to, it is like a similar type of equation. Only instead of A we have F, all those things. Okay, instead of IE we have IM. So you are familiar with both type of equations. Either use derive with J and use the duality principle, or sometimes they may say don't use duality principle. You have to directly start from the magnetic current. Then you have to have some idea how to. That is very easy. Similar step of you have seen J and M will give similar type of equations. Okay, only sometimes you have a minus sign and all those things. Okay. And okay, so as I told you, sources, there are two paths. One is the direct integration path, you get E and H. Other one is this. So in between you get vector potential A and F. So we will be following this approach because this is easier. Although there is a integration first and then there is a differentiation, this step is easier, found to be easier. Any questions? Okay, next. So we have, now I told you current, the point source is X dash, Y dash, Z dash. Since it is current, the wire antenna is along the Z direction, X and Y are 0. X dash and Y dash are 0 because it is along the Z axis. So IE, electric current, Z dash is equal to AZ cap into I naught. It is a point source. We treat it as a point source. So naturally, the current should be constant. It is one value. So I naught, we call it as I naught, point source, because it's a single point I naught. The current value of this thing is, although it is a finite length or infinitesimal dipole of size L plus L, because L is less than lambda by 50, we take it almost like a point source. Okay, so I Z dash of t is equal to real part. I told you time harmonic, it is also current is also varying in time. So IE is not just a function of Z, IE Z dash t, IE of Z dash into e raised to power of j omega t is equal to AZ cap into I naught into e raised to power of j omega t. Okay, see we are treating like a point source, although it is a infinitesimal dipole, although it is a electrical length is very short, very small electrical length. Okay, so I of z dash of t is equal to az cap I naught into cos omega t, real part of this. I said from the complex notation, how do you get instantaneous value? Either the real part or the imaginary part of the complex notation will give the instantaneous value. So see here, real part. So it is cos omega t. So harmonic current varying harmonically time should be cos omega t or sin omega t. So this is the instantaneous representation. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next, how do you find A? You just recall see the equation for A, solution of vector magnetic vector potential, or solution of vector wave equation in terms of A, or solution of vector wave equation in terms of magnetic vector potential. You say A is mu by 4 pi. This current was given dl dash e to the power minus jkr by r. Okay. Now what is capital R, you know. So you have to integrate between minus L by 2 to plus L by 2. Okay. So capital R, you know, capital R is from the source to the observation point. Small r is from the origin to observation point. Here approximation R is nearly equal to R. We are going to make this. To make our life easy, we are going to make this capital R is equal to small r, nearly equal to small r. Okay. So capital R was a variable, but small r is not a variable. Small r is a constant, is from the observation from the origin to the observation point. But capital R, when you vary along the length z dash from minus L by 2 to capital R will vary. But when you make capital R is equal to small r, this is an approximation. The equation turns out to be like this: e to the power of minus jkr by r dz dash az cap mu by 4 pi minus L by 2 plus L by 2. Now these two things we can take out of the all these things we can take out of the integration side, because r is a constant, I naught is a constant, everything you can take out of the integration side. Right? Here he has not shown the time variation. It is implied that cos omega t is multiplied. We will not bother about that. We will not bother about that. Because we are taking just the z variation, z dash variation. Cos omega time variation we are not considering. Anyway, it is not in the integration, within the integration, because variable is z dash. Even if it is there, it will be outside the integration. So we will not consider the time variation. I naught into e raised to power minus jkr by r. Any questions on this? These are constant. Only dz dash will be between is part of the integration. Other things can come out of the integration. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir. But the integration cannot be in Cartesian, right? Because all our r is defined in spherical coordinates.
Yeah, r is defined in spherical coordinates. Where is the integration in Cartesian? See, what happens? You are moving. See, this there is a. I told you there is a finite length like this. You are taking a small point, dz dash of that finite length. You are taking a point of that dz dash, and when you move, it should be what should be the what is the variable? Z dash is the variable. Okay, and what is the limits of z dash? Minus L by 2 plus L by 2. Only that much. If you consider it, fine.
Understood, sir.
Okay. Now sir, you have this.
Excuse me, sir. From the previous slide, I had a doubt. Why is the potential function 0? F is 0, sir. Like.
One second. Yes, sir. Which one?
Yes, sir. Why is the potential function? Why do we take it as 0, sir? F equal to 0 for.
This slide or next slide?
Not. Next slide, sir. Next slide.
Where is the potential function 0 we are taking?
No, sir. Like we only take IE and IM, no sir, components, and the potential
IM.
function F is 0. So
Yeah.
why is
I am taking IM 0. IM 0 because I am considering only electric current. Okay. So F is 0. If in case there is both IE and IM, then you have to separately evaluate. First take IM 0, then take IE 0,
So
then
it is-
add the two this thing components. We have done that. No HA plus HF, EA plus EF, like that.
okay, so sir, since IE and IM are present, so that's why we take F as 0.
We are not considering IM. IM we are taking is as 0. So F is 0 there in that case. Only IE we are taking IE.
Yes, yes. Words.
So this integration, you see, it is very easy. Once you make these approximations, see, if you don't make this approximation, our life will be very miserable. So we are somewhat permitted, okay, because L is very small. We can take it as a small point source, and then we can do like this. It is just a rough idea. We are trying to get some idea about this. So here you can see what we do basically. You see what is R, small capital R and small r. This R theta phi, phi dash, phi, and all those things. You get it, right? So we move this point from one end to other end. We treat so we vectorially add all the A components due to each of these point source, and then find out the resultant A. We have to vectorially, because we have found in the third chapter we have seen A for only point source. We have not seen for a finite length. We have seen the expression for A only for point source. We can work with only point source. We can work with only point source. That's why we have to take an elemental length, this thing. And for the entire, to find for the entire length, we have to keep on integrating or vectorially adding these components. When you move this point source from top to bottom or bottom to top. Any questions?
Sure.
I can go to the next slide. Can I just break and see how many people are attending? 1 second. Do you have any, do you know? I'll just break and see how many, I want to see how many are attending. $153, okay. Okay, so you're able to see this slide, right? No problem.
No, sir. Slides are not visible now.
Oh, sorry. Then I'll just. You can see now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay, after doing that integration, you see e to the minus j car has come out, R also has come out. So okay, so minus L by 2 minus L by 2 dz dash. So that is L. So expression for potential is like this. Expression for potential is like this. What is the direction of A? It has to be AZ only. AZ. Because it has to be direction of current. So have you got this still here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll go to the next slide. Okay, now A. Now we have to work in terms of A is AZ is this thing AZ cap and AZ is given by this. Now we have to work in spherical coordinates because we want in R theta phi. AZ component is not a spherical spherical component AZ. It is a vector component in Z rectangular components. So we have to convert into spherical. So we can use this. You get AR A theta phi conversion formula is there. So here AX is 0, AY is 0, only AZ is present. So AR will be what? AZ cos theta, and A theta will be minus AZ sin theta, and A phi will be 0. Are you able to use know how to use this? This is a conversion which is coordinate conversion. It's given in Bellani's appendix. In EMW study somewhat detail conversion conversion of a vector from one coordinates to another. In EMW first chapter, conversion of vector from one coordinates to another. That time you studied in detail. But you can use this. You can, if you don't know also, it's okay. You can just remember this. Okay. Here AX is 0, AY is 0 because no current in the X and Y direction. Only AZ is non-zero. So AR will be just AZ cos theta, A theta will be minus AZ sin theta, and A phi will be 0. These don't play a role because AX and AY are 0. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will go to the next slide. 2 minutes. Okay, next slide. So AZ is this. So AR is AZ cos theta is this, and A theta is this. A phi is 0. So what should be the direction of the magnetic field? What should be the what component will be present? What should be the direction of the magnetic field? Can you guess? Can you guess what is the direction of what will be the different components? Can you guess, or can you try to answer tell me how to find out? See, you have the thumb rule. If the thumb points in the direction of the current, the remaining 4 fingers will point in the direction of the magnetic field. Now, what is thumb? Thumb is if you place it along the z direction, remaining 4 fingers in which direction it will point? Hello, are you able to understand what I'm saying, or are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Sir, it
So
should
if
be
the
A
thumb-
phi cap.
Yes, it should be in the phi direction. Because you know the thumb rule, you have been introduced to the thumb rule. If your thumb is pointing in the z direction, then the remaining 4 fingers encircling the thumb will give the direction of the magnetic field. So we'll see that, we'll verify that. Okay, now as of now we have got A phi 0, AR and A theta, this component. Now we can't use the expression for far field, okay, because we are finding nearby points also. We can't use the expression for to find out E and H. You can't use the expression for far fields. You know you have got it. Know what I'm trying to say? We have given the expression for far fields in the last chapter. So we can't be we know A theta A phi. We can't use the expression for far fields because we are not just investigating the far fields. We are seeing the around the neighborhood of the antenna, any point. Okay, so we can't directly use the equation for far fields, although we know A theta and A phi, because far fields are related to A theta and A phi. You remember those equations, no? Which I taught you, discussed last class, and I sent the notes for that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, even if you are not understood, you go through today, and you'll come to know. You go through that. And I also see what I have done in the last class. What did I say about far fields? You just go through, and then you will be able to. Now we are not using just the far fields. We are just seeing a neighborhood point. So now we have to how to find H? H is 1 by mu curl of A, and there is only theta component and R component. So variation with respect to sorry, is it okay? So there is only theta component. So you have to do this differentiation. R a theta, del of del R a theta, and del AR by a theta. Any questions you have? Theta and phi components will be 0. If you expand this curl of A in spherical coordinates, see, unfortunately, it is not there in the slide. Do you want me to send you this derivation of this, just doing this curl of A? You can also go through the book and do it. It is not a difficult thing. It is not given in the slide, but I have it in my notes. I hope using this, going through the derivation, you can arrive at this. You can arrive at this. Going through this thing, theta and phi component, R and theta components will be 0. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Can you work on this, or I can also send you the notes? What do you want me to do? Curl of A in spherical coordinates, that turns out to be like this. And curl of A in spherical coordinates, how to expand it is given in the book. Palanis. Unfortunately, it is not given. If I start doing it, it will take a lot of too many steps, and it will be boring for you. And it won't. You won't. But if you do it, it is a great thing. You will enjoy it. Actually, if you get this result, you will enjoy it, because if you straight away accept it as it is, then it is no fun. Can you do it now? Can you do it, or you want? If you don't understand, you can tell me. I can send the notes.
Yes, sir, we will.
Okay. So in that case, HR and H theta will be 0, and H phi will be this much. This expression. But you have to work out this, and it takes some time. It takes 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to work out this. A theta, AR is known to you. Okay. So H phi is given by this expression. So it has 1 by R term and 1 by R square term. So in the near field, what will be dominant? If the near field region, what will be dominant? This term will be dominant. In the far field region, this term will be dominant. Right, no?
Yes, sir.
If you take a very far away region, then this term will be dominant, because 1 by R, and far fields are, when it is in very large, then it is this term will heavily dominate compared to this term. In the near field region, this term will dominate, and this won't dominate. Okay, here this is the phase term. Why e to the power of minus jkr comes here is the delay for the field to reach from the source to the destination observation point, minus jkr. Now it is understood that there will be another j omega t, e to the power of j omega t. Okay, that is time variation. We are not at all showing this. It doesn't mean that it is not a function of time. We are not showing in this expression, because it everywhere you have tried that waste of time. Okay, actual this thing is e to the power of j omega t has to be multiplied. So it is minus jkr, because it is moving in the positive r direction. So e to the power of j omega t minus kr, like that. E to the power of j bracket omega t minus kr. J e to the power of j bracket omega t minus kr. Kr represents the delay for the fields to reach from the point source to the observation point. Now here it is not just point of the entire antenna. Okay. Have you got it now? How do you find E? How do you find E?
Sir, we use Maxwell's law in free space.
Yeah, curl of H is equal to j omega epsilon E. Okay. Although you have another equation, but that equation is easy. Although you have this equation, this is not that easy. You can use curl of E is equal to 1 by j omega epsilon curl of H, and H has only H5 component. So you get two components, ER and E theta. Okay, ER and E theta. So this has two terms, this has three terms. Look at this. See why ER is 0 at far fields. Can you explain? See, ER is 0 at far fields because see here, this is 1 by R square, this is 1 by R cubed, whereas E theta term is 1 by R. So in the far field, this term dominates over this ER. So ER is nearly equal to 0. Can you make out that? See, ER is this expression plus this 1 by R cube term and 1 by R square and 1 by R cube term is there. So whereas this E theta has only 1 by R and this is 1 by R square, this is 1 by R cube. So anyway, this will term in the far field, this will dominate over these two, but this will dominate over this also. So ER is nearly equal to 0. E theta only will be present in the far field. E phi is anyway 0. Have you got it? I was telling you in the far fields, ER is 0. R, there will be no radial component. So this is the reason. Okay, have you got it? Hello? Do you need time to go through? Have you got it? Have you got it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good. So I'll go to the next slide. Is it fine? So although this equation is there, this way to find from this is not that good. You can use that for free space. Anyway, you can use that equation. So ER is this, E theta is this. So this he has given a summary of all the equations, field equations. Okay, summary of all these field equations. Okay, HR is 0, H theta is 0, E phi is 0. Three components are 0. Can I go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Now, how do you find what is half into E cross H star? Is half into E cross H star is power density. Okay. So the AR has E has two components, ER and E theta, and H has only one component, it's phi component. So you do this. So you get the result like this, WR and W theta. So there is a power flow in the R direction, there is a power flow in the theta direction. So there is a power flow in the R direction and theta direction. What is important for us is the power flow in the R direction. So have you got till this equation? Is it fine? I hope you can follow this. Just go through. Is it fine? Is it fine? Hello? 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 Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello? I can go to the next slide. This slide is fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have AR, WR, A theta, W hat. WR is half into E cross H star. Now what is this half into E theta H phi star? It has two components, real part and imaginary part. Real part will give the real power, imaginary part will give the imaginary power. We are not written half into E, real part of E cross H star. We are not written like that way. We are not written half into real part of E cross H star will give what? The period. Okay, half into real part of, he has shown both the components. Okay, one is the real power WR, one is the reactive power. So half into real part of E cross H star will give the real power. Okay, that is this. Imaginary part is this. So W theta is, I think there is a minus sign missing here. So he is given by this expression. What we are interested in is power flowing in the R direction mainly. So we will focus on mainly R direction, WR. I'll go to the next slide. So here W dot ds. So when you do the dot product, because this is theta and AR, this will be 0. If you want to find the power flowing in the R direction, when you do the dot product, theta dot A theta dot AR hat is 0. So you will get power flow in the only in the R direction. So this is the power flow in the R direction. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next. So total power, how do we get? Total power half into E cross S star ds if you have to integrate. So integrate over the surface of the sphere, which will fully capture the antenna, all the power radiated by the antenna. All the power, we will capture all the power radiated by the antenna. So this is the period. It is the real part, period, and this is the imaginary part. Imaginary part. So here, see, look at this imaginary part has 1 by R cubed part, 1 by R cubed. So it is dominant only in the near field region. It is dominant only in the near field region. In the far field region, this part is much, it is not, it is less compared to this part. Okay, so in the far field, it will be only real. In the near field, this is dominant. R is R cubed. 1 by R cubed. Okay, can I go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
So period outward, what was the? So outwardly flowing complex power from infinity, this is what is being discussed. Outwardly flow from infinity. So P is period plus a reactive part. This is energy stored in magnetic field and electric field. That's what is given. Don't bother much about this. I'm not going to discuss much about this because it is not given here in the slide. So it is the reactive power basically. So P rate is this real power. P rate is this real power. Remains constant as R increases. Remains constant as R increases because P rate is same. Whatever may be the R, because it totally covers the P rate has to be same to radiated power. It should not be a function of R. Right now? Hello? Got it? Hello? Hello, getting it?
Got it, sir.
Okay, this is the reactive power. Decreases rapidly as R increases. Okay, so that's why the region of operation we have seen near field region, Fresnel region, and far field region, all those things. Now, P rate is given by this. Now, P rate in terms of the current, it should be in the equivalent circuit. If the I naught is the current flowing through the antenna, I naught. Okay, then half I naught square RR. I naught represents the peak value. I naught cos omega t. So half for RMS. RMS value 1 by root 2. I naught by root 2 is RMS value. Half I naught square into RR. This is the P rate. So you can find out RR. Although it is fictitious, RR is not real. I mean, it is not a true resistance. You can find out what is RR. And RR is 2 P rate by I naught square from this equation. 2 P rate by I naught square. And it is given by this formula. 80 pi L by lambda whole square. RR is 80 pi square L by lambda whole square. L is less than or equal to lambda by 50. So in one of the problems, I think we use what is RR. I told you what is RR. In one of the problems, I think that time we had mentioned it as 80 pi L by pi square L by lambda square. Here we are going to derive that now. Radiation resistance for L is less than or equal to lambda by 50. L is equal to less than or lambda by 50 only we can treat that length L as a point source. Only because of that, this expression, that too with a lot of approximation, it is this much. Assumptions. Okay, have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Near field region, Kr much less than 1. So we will see the near field region. So you have seen the complete expression for ER. Now if you take the 1 by R, ignore the 1 by R square term, R square or R, 1 by R square term compared to 1 by R cube term, near field region, then you get this. Then if you ignore 1 by R and 1 by R square terms in E theta, you get this. So H phi, you ignore the 1 by R, there is 1 by R term, you get this. So E phi E theta is 0. So have you got it? This is for the near field region, Kr much less than 1.
Yes, sir.
Here near field, WA is equal to half into real part of E cross H star, real part of this. So you see, it's both are reactive. Both are reactive. There is no real part, is 0. After making that this thing, approximation, you get CWA is 0. No real power. So can I go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
So one thing is that curl of A you have to do, and curl of H in spherical coordinates. You have to try it out and see. And if you don't get the result, you send me a message and I will forward the notes. In the examination, see, in the examination, this can be asked for 5 marks or something like that. And you may not have time. In that case, you have to memorize. Unfortunately, you have to memorize. Because if you start doing curl of A and curl of H, it takes a lot of time. You may go wrong also sometimes, because in a hurry, you may go wrong. So it is better to memorize the intermediate results. If it is offline, online, then it's your choice. Okay, far field Kr much greater than 1. So far field Kr much greater than 1. So here, this term is nearly equal to, compared to this and this. Comparing, ER means it has 1 by R square terms and 1 by R cube term. 1 by R cube term you ignore. You consider only 1 by R square term. Then this is there, but this is very less compared to this, because it is 1 by R. So ER is nearly equal to 0. H phi is, it has 1 by R square and 1 by R cube terms. R square term, 1 by R square term you ignore compared to 1 by R. So H phi is this. So E theta by H phi, you do it, you will get mu by epsilon. Square root of mu by epsilon. Intrinsic wave impedance. A is 2 pi by lambda, you know that. I told you. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the far field region, what is WAV? Real part of E cross H star, real part of E theta, this thing is equal to real part of E theta H phi. Okay, this part. So this thing you get E theta square by eta. Any questions on this? H phi is given by E phi, this thing, no? E theta by eta. So E theta square by eta. So this, we have derived this, we have seen these equations. Okay. So WAV is, W average is WR into this much AR. Okay, is it fine? What is WAV?
Time average power.
Power density.
Power density, yes.
So how do we find evaluation of directivity? If you want to find the directivity, W rate is R theta phi, E theta phi square, E phi square by 2 eta. E phi is 0. E phi is 0. You get this, and if you get this expression, then U theta phi is R square W rate, UN U theta phi by U max. You know this, all these things, directivity and all the other stuff, whatever, period, D of theta phi, D naught, all those things you know. You know how to find directivity if you want to find directivity. Now period, we have done this exercise for general expression. Now we'll see for far field. It is the same expression. We get 80 pi square by L by lambda square. Okay, far field, the Kr much greater than 1. So you get this. Period is this much, RR. Period is this, and you. I hope this is very clear. No doubts.
It's clear, sir.
So W rate is this. W rate is WAV. This thing, W rate, this thing U is R square into W rate. So like this. So 3 by 2. We had discussed this, I think. Infinitesimal dipole has directivity of 3 by 2. 1 point. Here we are deriving it. Any questions on this slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So power is only in the R direction. There is no theta component. Power. Okay. Directivity. So here 3 by 2, 1.76 dB. UN is sine squared theta. And RR is directivity, normalized power pattern, and radiation resistance for infinitesimal dipole. D naught is 3 by 2 or 1.76 dB. UN is sine squared theta. RR is 80 pi L by lambda whole square. So all these derivations are important, okay, from examination point of view. Now, if we, in case if you do it for magnetic current, what should you get the result? Same result you will get, D naught. Okay, even if you do for magnetic current, you will get the same result. Only thing you start with IM, that's all. Use F to get HF and EF. Okay, in that case, E5 may be 0 here, sorry, H5 will be 0 and E will have only E5 component. Like H had only H5 component, for magnetic current, E will have only E5 component. And H will have 5 component 0. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. AM lambda square by 4 pi to D naught. So is this. So this is what we have seen. We have taken this value. Okay. So in one of the derivations, so this is how we go about procedure for determining radiation current in far field, specify electric and or magnetic current densities, determine vector potential A theta A phi or F theta F phi in the far field. Okay. Find the far field E and okay. In the far fields, if you know A theta A phi, you can find for a far field. If you find out A theta A phi, you can find out E theta E phi, H theta F phi, H phi. You know that, no? I discussed in far fields last class, chapter 3. You need to find A theta A phi. You can find E theta E phi, H theta H phi. If it's magnetic current, you need to know F theta F phi. You can find out all these components. How? I have given the equation, far field. See what is the equation? I'll just read out once again for you. See, in the far fields, ER is equal to 0, E theta is equal to minus j omega A theta, E phi is equal to minus j omega A phi. Do you remember that? So EA is equal to minus j omega A with ER equal to 0. Hello, do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Summary of antenna characteristics. All this you go through, it's easy. From either summary of antenna in the far field, W rate, you find out this. So if you want a easier solution, if you want to, if it doesn't say if he says only derive the equations for far fields of an antenna, infinitesimal dipole, you can just easily use far field equations. You don't have to derive that curl of H and curl of whatever E or something like that. You don't have to do that. Curl of A, you don't have to do that. If you know A, you can find E and H. You don't have to do curl of H. You can use the far field results, equation results. Okay. EA is equal to minus j omega A with ER equal to, sorry, EA is equal to j omega A, no? EA minus j omega A with ER equal to 0. So that result you can use and arrive at the answer. You don't have to do the lengthy solve the equations. So is this slide clear? Can I go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
So again, summary of antenna far field, determine period, directivity, and those things. So for normalized power UN, U theta, U max, period, RR is equal to 2 period by I naught square, R in. This is the input resistance at the antenna terminals, dipole antenna. we'll study about this bit later, not now. It is not given now. It is not appropriate to discuss that here now. R represents input resistance at the antenna terminals. RR is radiation resistance. RR is the value of, okay, we'll see later. Determine the maximum effective area. AM is equal to lambda square by 4 pi to D by D naught into D naught. Sorry. So here again, same thing is discussed. Elemental point, elemental length in the antenna. So all these things you already know. So if it is a small dipole, how is the current distribution? So here at the center it is I naught, current at the input terminals. Here it goes to 0 and it's here. How are we getting this? Well, now what is your small dipole? L is equal to in between lambda by 10 and lambda by 50. In between lambda by 10 and lambda by 50. How did we get this current distribution, triangular current distribution? How did we get this triangular current distribution? For small dipole, how did we get this triangular current distribution? Any idea? You have studied that current distribution in antennas in the first chapter. How did we get a triangular current distribution?
Sir, a normal antenna has a sinusoidal distribution, but when we reduce the length, the sign looks like a triangle.
Very good. Yes. Sin beta z is nothing but beta z for small angles of beta z. Small values of beta z. Sin beta z is beta z. Beta z is like beta is a constant. Z is the distance. So it is becoming like a straight line almost. Okay. At the ends it will be 0. At the ends of the antenna, the current will be 0 because it has to be a 0 because it's an open circuit. It's an open circuit sin beta z. At the end, this is treated as z is equal to 0. Okay, these ends, sin beta z. Okay, so this is the expression for so see here, small dipole means lambda by 50 by less than L less than or lambda by 10. So this is the general expression for a finite length dipole antenna. I naught sin beta, this is the expression. Okay, for if you take beta z small and sin x is equal to x is equal to beta z, sin x is equal to 0, then this is of this form. This equation turns out to be like this. Now you can just if you can't remember this equation, you can write the equation, or you can derive the equation for a straight line. Y is equal to mx plus c. You know the techniques, equation of a straight line, how to find out. But in case you can't do that, then you have to memorize this equation. Memorize this equation. Now you have to verify this. See, for when z is equal to 0, what will be this? When z is equal to 0, z dash is equal to 0, it will be I naught. Both this equation merge to I naught. When z dash is equal to 0 at the origin, both these equations maximum value I naught, input current. At the z is equal to L by 2, this becomes what? Z dash is equal to L by 2, this becomes 0. At z dash is equal to minus L by 2, this becomes 0. So this represents a triangular distribution. You can derive this equation. If you apply the equation of a straight line, solve that equation for a straight line. How do you solve the equation for the straight line? See, at z is you know the coordinates. Z is L by 2 here, current is 0. Z is 0 here, current is I naught. So you can 2 points you have got. Join the points and write the equation of a straight line. Here z is equal to minus L by 2, current is 0. Z is equal to 0, current is I naught. So 2 points you have got and 2 values of current for these 2 points. You can write the equation of the straight line, and that turns out to be like this. Have you got it, or any questions?
Got it, sir.
Okay. Ax, now we'll proceed like the same way. We'll take a elemental length on the small dipole, elemental length. Okay, so this is the current at any point. This is the current at any point into e raised to power minus jkr by r into dz dash. Because A we can compute only for a point source, because our knowledge at which for our understanding in chapter 3, A is for only point source. We can't do it for any other thing. We can do it only for a point source, because that equation is valid only for a point source. So similarly, since dz dash is a point, so this is like a point source, and for that we have this value of Az. Similarly, for this is from minus L by 2 to 0 and 0 to L by 2. Okay. So here also we are going to take capital R equal to small r, because we otherwise our life will be very difficult. Capital R is equal to small r. We have made that assumption, and we are going to treat. So that's why our integration will be easy. Okay. So only thing that half will come into picture here. Half part. So it is 8 pi r. Az for uniform current is 4 pi r. Here it is half of that value. Have you got it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So only thing, the expressions, everything will be similar, but A has 1 by 2 in that. A has so uniform current, that is for infinitesimal dipole. For triangular wave, it is like twice that. Now, how did we get this? How did we get? Do you know how do we got this? If you want to know how do we got the overall A, I'll tell you how very easy to how to find out. Just let me go to this. See, you know this Az d into dz into Iz. See here, the integration is integration of dz into Iz, integration of dz dash into Iz dash. Okay. Dz into I dash, it will give a small rectangular strip. So if you do the integration from minus, it is like finding the area of the triangle, half base into height. That's how you can do that integration. Okay, dz dash into Az dash. Okay, you can otherwise also do the integration, but dz dash into I dash, it will give a small strip. If you move that strip from this thing, it is like covering the area of the triangle, half base into height. You will get the integration. So it will come. Okay. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
This is Iz. See, the dz into Iz. These things you are taking outside. These things you are taking. This is Iz dash. This is dz dash. So dz into I dash is a small rectangular strip, and you move that from minus a, you get the base area of the triangle. So you can do that integration like that, or you can solve this also. That's not a problem. Okay. So you will find that there is 8 pi r for the small dipole mu I naught L e to the power of minus jkr by 8 pi r. This is only by making this approximation capital R is equal to small r, and that is, this is the phase term. This contributes to the amplitude. This contributes to the phase. So our actual calculation is not right, but we are going to take it as it is. Okay. After finding Az, you can find A theta and A phi, A theta AR, A theta A phi. From that, you can find out what is by using the formula for far field radiations. For far field, Kr is much greater than R. So you get that. It since 1 by 2 factor is there, compared to infinitesimal dipole, this 1 by 1 factor of 2 is more here. 8 pi R, 8 pi R. Okay, other things are all same. This is for far fields. If you want to derive these equations, after finding Ez, okay, you can find Er, E theta, E phi. Sorry, after finding Az, You can find out AR, A theta, A phi and use the formula for far field radiation. You don't have to do curl of H, curl of E and all those things. Got it, no?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay. W rate is now will be 1/4 W rate of infinitesimal dipole. P rate is 1/4. U rate is 1/4 U rate of infinitesimal dipole. What is I naught here? I naught is the current at the input terminals of the antenna. There I naught we treat it as constant is because it's a point we considered. P rate is far field Kr much greater than 1. We don't have to bother about the near fields. Okay, for this half wave small dipole, it is enough you study only for infinitesimal dipole. P rate is half I naught square RR. This is the general expression. So P rate, 2 P rate, this is P rate is 1/4 of this. So 20 pi square by L by lambda whole square. There it was 80 pi square. Here it is 20 pi square L by lambda whole square. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
So D naught again, we will get same as 3/2 because shape of the pattern does not change. Shape of the pattern does not change. D naught is 3/2. AM also same expression you get. Okay. Finite length dipole. Near field, far field. We'll study only far field. So again, here, since we can work with only point sources because we know the function formula for A only for point sources, we have to take a point source on the antenna, DZ dash, Z dash. Now there are two things, R and capital R. Okay, capital R and small r, you will leave this. Okay. Now this is the current distribution for this current distribution. Any questions on this? AZ, the current is in the AZ direction, sinusoidal. E to the power of j omega t is implied. Okay, e to the power of j omega t is implied, but we are not going to discuss that because it is a repetition everywhere. We are not going to do anything with that, so we don't use it. Otherwise, it doesn't mean that it is not there. So is it clear? This one, is it okay? You draw the current distribution, how you will get? You see, I naught, you know the current distribution, no? How it will be?
Excuse me, sir. I think, yeah, never mind. The slides went off for a minute. Can you just repeat?
Slides went off, huh? Okay.
For a minute,
See,
they came back, sir.
okay. See, this is for a finite length dipole. How the current distribution? This I was explaining about this current distribution with respect to Z. See, it is like this. So this is what I was explaining, and that is given by this expression. Got it, no?
Yes, sir.
For plus L/2 minus L/2. We can work with only point sources, so we have to take a elemental length. So this is e to the power of jkr by r. Okay, I is z dash, dz dash. Now r and r has this relation. See, we can't because for finite length dipole we can't treat capital R by small and small r same. Because it will it is not same because the length is large and capital R and small difference change can, because in lambda, one lambda is 2 pi radians. Okay, one lambda is 2 pi radians. Difference is lambda is a small distance. lambda, because it is high frequency, lambda is a small distance, and difference of capital R and small r can make large difference as far as the phase term is concerned, but it may not do much as far as this r is concerned. Smaller for far fields, it may not, capital R is equal to small r, it may not make a much difference, but this can make a difference, hell of a difference. Because, okay, why small, lambda is a very small value, so different, one lambda is almost 2 pi radians. Okay, so total, so large variation. So this capital R cannot be taken as small r. So here, same thing. Okay, this is the integration. R is equal to, he has given this. Let us not, for the time being, don't bother about this. I am not going to discuss on this. We'll see a different, this thing equation. So here, capital R and capital R, he has given. Any questions on this equation? Nothing, no? Mu by 4 pi, the same equation. Solution of a wave equation in terms of A. Far field region. So again, same thing. See here now. Now, one thing we have to remember here. Here, take is far field. So capital R and small r can be taken as nearly parallel. Although it's because it's a far field. In that case, capital R and small r difference will be z dash cos theta. Do you get it? Capital R and small r can be treated as nearly parallel for far fields.
Yes, sir.
Even then, we get a phase error, but phase error is okay. Even then, you get a phase error because you know that the reason why, because capital R otherwise would have been a like this line like this. So difference between capital R, the magnitude difference is z dash cos theta. So let us see, R is nearly equal to R minus z dash cos theta for phase terms. Phase is e raised to power minus jkr term, the capital R, and R for amplitude terms. R is in the denominator, this small r. Any questions?
When we are trying to integrate to find the terms in A, we make the far field approximation first and then we integrate?
You have to find the far field approximation. What do you mean by far field approximation?
There we had capital R, sir, in the equations. So can we replace capital R with small r in the amplitude and R minus z dash cos theta in the phase and then integrate?
Yes, that's what we are going to do. But still it is approximate, but it is better. Instead of taking capital R, small r, this is better. We can't take capital R, small r because it's the phase error will be too much. And if the phase error is too much, then there's no point. There will be erroneous result. So here, so you do this like this. Got it, no? I.e. z dash for far field region. Still it is not right, but it is within limits, some limits. If R is very large, then it can be, and L is small, if L is reasonably within certain limits and R is very large, then you can less phase error. Phase error depends on L and R. So what is the variable here? What is the variable?
Z dash.
Z dash. Theta is not a variable because we are treating as parallel lines. Theta is not a variable. Okay. So Z dash is the only variable. R is also can be taken outside this. This small r can be taken outside the integration side. Okay. Now, shall we stop here now?
Yes, sir.
So I will take attendance. So you just see this again. So you understand this. Now we'll see the how to find A and other things later on. Okay. Next class. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
I'll take attendance. Just don't leave the meeting. I'll stop the recording. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Can you upload this PPT in the file, sir?
Okay, I will upload. Not now, but bit later.
It will be helpful while doing the derivation, sir. That's why.
Okay. Upload. I'll prepare today evening. I can do. I can upload today evening
Thank
or
you, sir.
tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, I will do it.